Now let's talk about a different model in terms of VoIP sales. You already touched upon a carrier and mentioned the agent model. Let's talk about carrier of record model for selling VoIP services and how it benefits IT companies and managed service providers in addition to other sellers of telecommunications.
Yep. So you're referring to what has been coined the carrier of record model. And the carrier of record model, it's not uniform, it's not harmonious. Some companies are calling what they're doing carrier of record. But if you look beneath the hood and you take a look at the provisions, it falls into the Frankenstein contract relationship, where the duties that must, by FCC precedent, be assumed by the service provider, end up being pushed over to the retailer, the channel. And so given the binary world in which we have to operate as lawyers, there is no perfect way to say, you take this element, this element, this element, you put them in the correct boxes, and you have a perfect solution. But the carrier of record model, when deployed in alignment with good legal advice, guidance that, again, sometimes is going to say, there are things that the upstream the upstream service provider, the carrier, has to do that they may not necessarily want to do, but you have to keep those responsibilities and liabilities in order to preserve your ability to argue before the regulatory bodies that this is a lawful contractual structure and that it complies with the precedent that divides the line between regulated and unregulated, preserving for the retailer, the channel, the ability to be unregulated as an agent, but still have some of the flexibility and the benefits of being out there and being the front man for the communications services and solutions it is providing to and selling to its customers. And so, again, I don't want to get into the details of a properly working carrier of record model, because there are a variety of considerations that go into it. Suffice it to say that companies that have embarked on deploying a solid, well-grounded, defensible carrier of record model have taken a lot of time before they go to market and offer it. And they do a good job of educating their customers about what the responsibilities are, what the limits are. And again, one of the key elements of the carrier of record model is the supplier, the carrier. Even if they are selling to a retailer a service, the same service they're going to provide, deliver, deploy at a very low price, giving the retailer the ability to mark up the rate. That is the crux of the carrier. That is one of the key elements. It allows for the ability to mark up and have on an invoice, a retail invoice, a higher rate. But the way you go about getting that rate into the billing system is critical to retaining control over the setting of rates with the carrier of record. So if a carrier gives somebody else unfettered right and ability to set the retail rate without any controls, without any final say, without any approval mechanism, you lose the defense against that being, a resale model where the retailer ends up having all the obligations of the carrier itself. When the carrier of record model is intended to put all of those regulatory and tax responsibilities for everything at the retail rate onto the carrier and not the retailer.
Thank you. That was very, very detailed and some very good information. And for anyone watching, if they would like some more information on the carrier record model, I'm going to put a link down below. It's going to contain an email address to both VoIP doctors, and I'm going to have the URL for Jonathan's website. So if there are any questions, feel free, contact us. If it's something that we're not aware of, we will ping Jonathan to see if that is something that we can assist with.